sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, g'day. Teddy the vlogging cat was due to be in this video. She's discussed it for ages, but given that it's Sunday, she sent her mum Meow as her proxy, isn't she? Yeah, Teddy's busy with Big Eyes the cat, doing what she thought she'd do on a Sunday, and that's relaxing. Sleeping, in other words, for a change. You want to go because it's wet? Okay. Alright, see ya. I've waited 1 year, and it is now officially 1 year yesterday since my hand operation for Carpal Tunnel Syndrome. So this is the update that I've been waiting for. I thought I'd give you a couple of tips and some advice based on questions I've been asked since making the videos. You may recall I did a vlog leading up to the surgery, which is up there and also in the links, as well as the coming home video, which is down there. So anyway, some advice. In an effort to find you a different location for a change, I thought I'd show you a different part of my backyard. But the trouble is the rain that I mentioned in my last vlog is still hanging about, so I'm shooting this in between showers, literally. The first thing I will say, unless told otherwise, because it's been 1 year and I don't remember if they restricted my fluid intake. They did actually, so I'm talking about the time leading up to the cut-off point. Unless you've been instructed otherwise. The one thing that I found when I had a CT scan recently was drink plenty of fluids. The one thing that sticks in my mind about the carpal tunnel operation was the anaesthetic they use. It too was supposed to be twilight, but I guess it was. Time passed really, really quickly. So I guess I did doze off. I didn't realise it for a couple of days later when I really thought about it. But drink plenty of water, unless they restrict that, because when I did have the CT scan, I did drink tons and tons of water. And the anaesthetic, I hardly noticed it. But according to the guy at the CT scan place, if you are well hydrated, then you don't feel that sort of thing. I just remember, and I'm not trying to put anyone off, they may use a different type these days, but it just burnt when it came into my veins. I just felt like it was acid flowing through my veins, and it really, really burnt to the point I thought, I can't stand this, but then obviously it stopped, and I guess I drifted off to sleep. So that's one thing I'll always remember. The second thing, as a friend told me before I had the operation, there'll be a lot of physiotherapy to follow. They gave me a ball to play with as well. No videos I looked at the time really mentioned much about that, so I'm making this one for you now. There is a lot, as I pointed out on one of my follow-up videos about it. However, let's get to where I'm at a year later, and I've given it a year since I've commented on it, just to be fair. The hand, basically exactly the same, other than it no longer feels like I've got a tight hairband wrapped around my wrist. So that's a positive, but everything else is exactly the same with me. It's all still numb, and more so around where it always was here. I have a lump there where the instrument went in. But hey, yeah, I'd rather that than have that tight feeling all the time, because it just made me want to chop my hand off. So on one of my follow-up appointments after the operation, I spoke to the surgeon. He said give it 6 months or so to settle down, but he said it may well be that we left the operation too late. And that probably was the case, because there was a good 2 years before I actually had the operation. And I guess it's like a garden hose. You know, if you were to have a heavy weight crushing in on that garden hose for a couple of years, when you relieve the weight, it's likely it's still going to be slightly compressed. So I guess that's the case. Don't let that put you off. Statistically, a lot of people benefit from the operation. I also have an ulnar nerve situation which probably contributes to it, but yeah. And also my original hand that they said was worse, it's still numb as well. Never as bad as the right one, but it's pretty constant. Hey, I don't regret it because it was worth a shot. So don't let it put you off. And one question I've had also is the cost. It didn't cost me a cent because I went through the public health system. Privately, I guess it's going to be obviously thousands of dollars that they need to pay everyone. One thing I learnt at the last follow-up physiotherapy appointment at the hospital was that apparently the carpal tunnel, the band that they cut internally, can grow back. No one ever told me that, and there's no way that they know of that can avoid that. So all they suggest is trying to wear the support braces. They did give me some of those for both hands, and look, to be honest, I have worn them occasionally at night, but it's pretty rare. So that's up to you if you want to get about wearing those things. Personally, I don't. Yeah, so that was a big surprise to me. I had no idea that the damn thing could grow back, and just thinking about it this morning, surely instead of just physically cutting the carpal tunnel like they do, they could maybe use a laser, or there's definitely the market for that. That way the laser could cauterize it and it wouldn't grow back. Seems logical to me, but what would I know? So anyway, just a brief follow-up that I'd planned all along. 1 year ago yesterday. Time passes. Any questions, drop me a line and I'll do my best to answer them. But I think that's basically it. Like I say, statistically, most people, or at least a lot of people, do benefit, and they're really happy that they've done it. So I'd still say give it a shot. Nothing to lose really, but there is a lot of physiotherapy that's a bit of a pain. Not literally, but a bit of a nuisance to do for some weeks afterwards, a few months anyway. But it's not that difficult. Okay, I hope that's helped, and yeah, have a look at my other videos and you'll see the lead up to it and coming out. So yeah, alright, cheers for now, and I might disappear out of the garden before it starts bucketing down rain again. Okay, see you later. Okay, well, Teddy wanted to be in it after all, so I'm sorry, Teddy, you weren't the main star in this one. Yeah. Oh dear. She wants to go back to bed. Ready, Mel? Hey, look here.